Welcome back everyone, and thanks for joining me for another episode of my Manchester United career on FIFA 19. We are into January and that can mean one thing: the transfer window is now open. We've already got two players leaving. We start with James Wilson. He has left for Fenerbahce. We already had this agreed back in the summer. And Casemiro as well. Hardly been given any game time this season and towards the end of last season as well. And he's now signed for Barcelona, who we play soon in the Champions League. So up next, starting off the new year, we've got Sunderland in the FA Cup. Now we've already won the FA Cup, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and sim this. We do need to make a change to the lineup. It is Martial who is injured. He's out for, well, pretty much the rest of the season, unfortunately. So we'll just wait for that. Then we'll go ahead and sim this game against Sunderland. We'll play the game against Leicester because we've got to play them twice in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. Let's see how we get on against Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. We've lost 2-0. Brilliant. That's us dumped out of the FA Cup. Tuanzebe also picked up an injury. I know this is what happens when you sim games. As I mentioned a couple of episodes ago, we're just aiming for that Champions League now. We're just going to go for it and hope for the best. I mean, we've got to play Barcelona in the knockout stages. Can we overcome them? We've got a transfer offer here from Dortmund for De Gea, and we've put in a bid of 58 mil. We need De Gea. I know he's getting on a bit now. He's overall 93, still world class. We need him though if we want that Champions League trophy. Here we are then at the King Power Stadium. It's midweek and it's the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. We are set to take on Leicester City. Here is Manchester United's lineup then. So Jan Sommer reinstated. He starts in between the posts today. Wan-Bissaka starts at right back alongside Tarkowski, Luke Shaw and Maguire, who make up the back four. In midfield, Declan Rice starts alongside Tom Davies and Pogba. And it's Angel Gomez, Rashford and Jesse Lingard that make up the front three. Well, Leicester City have proven to be a bit of a handful when we have played them. Here is Barnes now on the ball. Maguire fails to close him down and it's 1-0. 1-0 to Leicester City. Advantage them so far. They've only just kicked off. We're a minute in. And it is vintage FIFA 19 all over again. Well done from Declan Rice, barging his man out the way and winning the ball. Angel Gomez finds Marcus Rashford, and just like that, United are right back in the game. There is the equaliser. There's that away goal as well, it being the first leg of the semi-final. We've only just kicked off again. That kick-off advantage is well and truly alive on FIFA 19. And it can ruin your games. Watch out for it. Here is Tom Davies. Strikes it. Rashford picks up the loose ball, finds Pogba. And Pogba, oh, that is just exquisite. Absolutely world class from Paul Pogba. It's 2-1. It's 2 away goals as well. It's all about that signature move, isn't it? Line up the shot. Switch it to your right side and finesse it into the top right hand corner. Keeper well and truly off his line, well and truly beaten. Marty finds Mendes and there's Barnes. Barnes again, through for Marty. It's 2-2. It's game on. It's a brilliant finish. They make it look so easy as well coming forwards, Leicester. 1, 2, 3 touches, 4. And it's goal. Space here for Angel Gomez to stretch his legs. He finds Marcus Rashford, who's onside. Rashford one-on-one with the keeper. He's not going to miss, and it's 3-2. Right before the break as well. Good time to score. Completely changing the landscape of the game now. A decent finish as well. Just slots it into the bottom corner. Corner for Leicester then. Jan Sommer punches it away. He's off his line here. Oh, and he was almost caught out as well. It was almost 3-3. He was almost looking at another 6-goal thriller. Brilliant 2 saves there from Jan Sommer, making up for those errors from last season. Leicester come forwards again. Trezeguet. Amati. Space now. Fernandez. Oh! 3-3. Picked his spot and absolutely delivers for his team. That is just brilliant. 3 goals conceded for Sommer, who, to be fair, hasn't had that bad of a game. You score, we'll score. That's how it's gone here for the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final between Leicester and Manchester United. It's another 6-goal thriller in this competition. Marcus Rashford, 3 attempts on goal, 2 goals to his name. Not a bad performance all around, and we'll certainly take this into the second leg back at Old Trafford in just a couple of weeks' time. So another game then that we're going to go ahead and sim, and it's away to Burnley. Not looking forward to this one. No doubt we're going to drop points here to Burnley. Hopefully it's not all 3. It's a strong side. Should be beating them. And it's finished 1-1, and Fosu Mensah's picked up an injury. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, as we are... well, it does seem as though some of our players are starting to drop like flies. We've got Martial out for the rest of the season. Tuanzebe's out for a week, thankfully. We got Fosu Mensah now picking up an injury. This is what comes, though, with simming a game. So we've got some prize money from the FA Cup. Don't really need that. We are out of the competition. Fosu Mensah, oh dear. He's out for 6 weeks then with a torn calf muscle. He's going to miss the first and, well, both games against Barcelona in the Champions League. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is going to have to step in for him. And we do also have Tuanzebe as well, who can play it right back. Let's get it on then with the Manchester derby. United against City here at Old Trafford in the Premier League. Do need to win this if we want any chance of finishing in the top 4 this season. Here is our lineup then. So Fosu Mensah, who is injured. He is replaced by Wan-Bissaka today. So midfield 3 of Tielemans, McTominay and Paul Pogba. McTominay impressed in that game against Liverpool in the previous episode. And it's Mbappe, Lukaku and Rashford as our front 3. Now if we take a look at the Manchester City lineup, as you can see, they've got De Bruyne and Ederson all starting today. There are, of course, other usual names in there, such as Laporte, Carvajal, who's been with them now for a few seasons, and Jonathan Tah make up the back 4. De Bruyne, Partey and Eriksen in the midfield 3, and Sterling, Jesus and Sané going forwards. They can be devastating. McTominay to Rashford, sitting quite deep here. Lukaku, nice little play there. Lukaku. Well, Pogba was looking for Lukaku, and it's fallen for Pogba this time, and it is 1-0. We've only just kicked off. What a start to the Manchester derby. It is frightening. Frightening quality from Paul Pogba, as we've just seen. He looked to find Lukaku, and thankfully it fell for Pogba again on the volley. Through the middle here for McTominay. Space and time. Oh, he's done really well there. Up until the finish from Tielemans. Would have been a fantastic goal. 17 minutes on the clock. Pogba swings in the corner. And De Ligt was looking for the back of the net. Still 1-0. It's another corner. Pogba swings it in. And he's found it this time. It's not De Ligt. It is but Scott McTominay. 3 goals in 2 games he's started. And no doubt is that a goal. Goes down to a goal line decision. It's well across the line. Why the camera stopped there, I'm not sure. As it'll continue on. Look at that. 2-0 United. Half an hour played. Could there be more to come? Here is Lukaku. Back to Rashford. Nice little 1-2. Lukaku bursting into the penalty area. Swung it in. And it's Paul Pogba who finishes up the attack with a goal. 2 goals to his name today. He's been on fire. It's 3-0. Brilliant. We've absolutely tore Man City apart at the back, which on paper you wouldn't expect. Will there be a reply from Man City? It certainly doesn't look likely at the moment. Mbappe over the top now for Marcus Rashford. Great control. Great save from Ederson. Marcus Rashford doing brilliantly. The ball just behind him, but yet he still keeps it under control. Gets his shot away. And it was going in, you know, if it wasn't for Edison. Tielemans finds McTominay in space. He's going to drive forwards now into that number 10 role. Here is Lukaku back to Pogba. Great link-up play. And it almost fell for Rashford. Comfortable, composed. Everything you'd want from a centre-half in Tarkowski. And now here is Tahith Chong. Almost making it 4. What an incredible win from Manchester United in the Manchester derby. A huge, solid 3 points. Manchester City look far from their former self. The first couple of seasons of this career mode, Man City were the team to beat. They were difficult, but doesn't seem that way anymore. So the transfer window is well and truly wide open here. A few big deals have gone through. Napoli have sealed the deal for David Alaba. He's put pen to paper for 33.3 million. It's quite the bargain. But then again, he is getting on a bit. And Southampton, wow, big signing there for them. They've signed Michy Batshuayi from Chelsea. And AC Milan have accepted a 41.1 mil bid from Atletico Madrid for Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's been a player on the move throughout this career mode series, from Liverpool to Milan to Atletico. I'm going to quickly go ahead and sim our next game in the Premier League against Crystal Palace, and it's finished 1-1. Marcus Rashford with the only goal there for Manchester United. A point disappointing after we beat City. So we've got Spurs, Arsenal, and then the big one against Barcelona in our next 3 games. And you know what? I really want to play the game against Spurs, but I really want to get into the game against Barcelona. So I'm just going to check everything is good for our starting lineup for our next game against Spurs. And I'm going to go ahead and sim it. It is at Old Trafford, so we do have that slight advantage. We're going to put McTominay on the bench for Declan Rice. We have got Daniel James in the team now, and he has recently signed for us. Not only in real life, but on this career mode series as well. He signed from Swansea for 10 mil. Unfortunately, the footage has played up. I haven't been able to import it into Sony Vegas. I'm not sure why. We have these problems every now and then. But there is the team then. Going into our last game of January against Spurs at Old Trafford. And it's finished 3-2. Quite the game as well. 5 goals in all. We got Wan-Bissaka on the score sheet, as well as Pogba and Lukaku. And Timo Werner, who has been... well, he destroyed us in the first season when he was at Atletico Madrid. But ever since he signed for Spurs, whenever he's played against us, he hasn't had much of an impact until this game here. He's managed to score 2 goals. Wasn't enough, though, obviously, to win his team a point. Or even go all the way and get the 3 points from that one. But a good, solid 3 points. We've done well in the big games this season. And that win against Spurs now bumps us up to second. 3 points behind Arsenal. And we are heading it in to transfer deadline day. There's been some interest in Dani Ceballos, who's been on our shortlist for some time. Don't need to go in for him. I don't think I'm going to make any more transfers now. You can see Robert Lewandowski moving from Bayern Munich for Roma. It's quite the big move again in January. But some of these players, they are aging now. They are getting on into the year 2021. It's quite mad, really. We're going to reject that. So an hour to go. Arsenal have signed Ceballos then. They've spent 67 mil in January. It's quite a lot of money, to be honest. Let's have a look at Manchester United, the confirmed signings. City haven't bought anyone. There is Daniel James. He's in for 10 mil. And you can expect to see him very, very soon in his debut game for Manchester United. Oh, what's this now? We've got another training injury. It's Andreas Pereira. He's suffered a dislocated shoulder. And he's going to be out for just 2 weeks. That's not bad. But it does mean he will miss our next 2 games against Arsenal and Barcelona. We've got a transfer offer there from Maguire. I'm going to reject that. Okay, up next we've got Arsenal. We're going to go ahead. We're going to sim it. Tahith Chong wants to play the game. I don't think I've got him in the team, have I? Is he on the bench? He is on the bench. Shall we go ahead and start Chong? Kind of is a must-win as well, seeing that we're 3 points behind Arsenal in the league. If we win this, we're level on points. So I think we'll go with that team. Lukaku, Rashford, Mbappe up top. Should be enough. We're at home as well, so we do have that advantage. Let's see how well we get on. And then in the next episode, it's the big one against Barcelona, the first leg of the Champions League knockout stages. So how do we get on here? We've lost 1-0. And it's Sanabria again. He just can't stop scoring against us. Will we ever be able to stop him scoring? Seems as though he's just doing it for fun now. The only sub as well for United was Rashford going off for Felix. Smalling started this game too, picking up a yellow card back at Old Trafford. So there's the league table then. After the last couple of games, we dropped back to 4th. And 6 points or so behind Arsenal, the league leaders. We're still in with a shout, finishing top 4. And we are getting closer to the end of the season. And that's it. That's going to wrap up this episode. I do hope you guys have enjoyed. Be sure to check the next one out, as it's the big one. The first leg of the knockout stages against Barcelona. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.